Good evening and a pleasant welcome to LNTV Week in Review. Week in Review is a 45-minute package of major happenings that occurred during the week under review. My name is Zokwe Beslo Konen, anchoring this edition of the program LNTV Week in Review. It's Saturday, March 7, 2020. In our top stories, in an effort to enable secondary school students better perform during WAEC exams, a new measure has been put in place by the Ministry of Education. Liberia's ambassador to the United Nations, D. Maxwell Kimaya, is encouraging the United Nations to approach peacekeeping and the management of transition in ways that will respond to the changing security environment. Liberia, during a week on Tuesday, joined other countries around the world in observance of World Wildlife Day. These stories plus many more developments are all coming up in the program LNTV News Week in Review. But let's take a short break to be back with the faces of the newsmakers. Welcome back to LNTV Week in Review. We continue with the program. In an effort to enable secondary school students better perform during WAEC exams, a new measure has been put in place by the Ministry of Education. Professor Ansu Soni is the Minister of Education. He has been explaining more of the program to LNTV News during the week.
We made a special appeal to the West African Examination Council, the regional office, and said, look, our students are in different disciplines beyond high school. Okay. Some of them will never go to the sciences and so forth. So we asked for an exemption for students who are not science enthusiasts. After high school, they're going to do political science, sociology, mass comm, and all those other. Those students, there is no need for them to do physics and chemistry at the senior examination level. And WAEC, the regional office, granted us that permission.
When did that happen?
Oh, it happened this year in particular. We got the exemption. It's becoming reinforced this year. We're enforcing it fully this year.
So
no. They will still take one science course, that's biology.
Okay.
But the course that has to do with analytical thinking and all that, the physics and the chemistry, all students who are not interested in going into science programs after high school are exempt from those two subjects.
Liberia's ambassador to the United Nations, D. Maxwell Kimaya, is encouraging the United Nations to approach peacekeeping and the management of transition in ways that will respond to the changing security environment and current global realities. Ambassador Kimaya observed that peacekeeping globally is becoming increasingly challenging, especially with threats of terrorism. Ambassador Kimaya was speaking at an International Peace Institute RPR Speaker Series in New York recently.
The adoption of UN Security Council Resolution 2333 was timely and appropriate and played a critical role in facilitating a smooth transition process, including from a peacekeeping president to a UN conflict team. The resolution prolonged UNMISS stay and facilitated the transitional process in ensuring the protection of civilians and ensured that Liberia was appropriately advised on the reform of justice and security institutions and made efforts to combat sexual and gender-based violence. Then came in the Peace Building Commission, which took a further step in aiding the efforts of the Liberian government and UNMIL in developing a peace-building plan for Liberia, a major requirement of UN Resolution 2333, and further.
Ambassador Kimaya also expressed gratitude to the United Nations for a successful peacekeeping operation in Liberia, which led to a peaceful transition in 2017.
More needs to be done to further consolidate the gains made, as well as address current economic challenges, so as to strengthen the resilience and ensure the sustenance of peace, security, and democracy in Liberia. I would like to close on what I would perceive as an ideal approach or advice that will guarantee successful peacekeeping as well as for transition purposes. 1. Before a peacekeeping mission is deployed, the root causes of the conflict should be fully diagnosed and understood, as well as the social, cultural, and political practices of a country.
Liberia, during a week under review joined other countries around the world in observance of World Wildlife Day. The day was observed under the global theme Sustaining All Life on Earth, encompassing all wild animals and plant species as key components of the world's biodiversity. Speaking in an LNTV interview after the program, Forestry Development Authority Managing Director C. McDoyen re-emphasized the FDA's stance on the illegal poaching of wild animals in Liberia.
7 years of World Wildlife Day. In Liberia, this is the first time that we're celebrating this day. So it appears that we'll be having a couple of firsts. Last year, the first World Chimpanzee Day. Earlier this year, the first World Pangolin Day was celebrated here. Today is the first Wildlife Day that we are celebrating here, even though other countries are celebrating 7th World Wildlife Day. But we got a very good message and something to lift up our spirit on this celebration. About a year ago, one man took a lot of people into the forest in Gola, gave them single barrel. He himself had an automatic rifle, and he threatened to kill or shoot anybody who attempted to remove him from that forest. 1 year, we've been making effort to have that man arrested, but to no avail. About 2 days ago, thanks to our collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, with other security apparatus, this man, and along with his bodyguards, were arrested, turned over to the local authority in Puma, and we just received information that FDA has finally turned him over to authorities of the Liberia National Police Force.
An urgent call has been sounded to join hands in enforcing the education on sexual reproductive health in Liberia. Addressing the media session, Planned Parenthood Medical Service Delivery Officer Regina Hodges stressed the urgent need for more awareness on sexual reproductive health in Liberia.
Health is making sure that men, women, young people can decide freely if, when, and how often they want to have baby. The decision is yours. Decide freely when you want to have your baby, how you want to have your baby. But we are here to give you the information. We tell you that, look, having baby every year as a woman is not good for your health. Having the children very close is not good for you, it's not good for the children. The rate is 2.1 person living with HIV. out of the 43,200 according to the National Aid Commission in 2017. It is equally important that a woman should be able to go through pregnancy and childbirth without danger to herself or the baby. We're talking about maternal death. We're talking about morbidity, which is the disease condition of a woman that is going through pregnancy, labor, and delivery. The mortality.
For his part, the president of the Executive Committee of Planned Parenthood Association of Liberia, Dr. Lyndon Mabandi, stressed the importance of sexual reproductive health.
We talk about planning your family. We talk about
A 4-day post-disaster needs assessment training is ongoing in Liberia. The training is organized by ECOWAS to prepare its member states on disaster management. According to the head of the National Disaster Management Agency, Henry Williams, disaster management is of major concern that must claim the attention of relevant stakeholders. Mr. Williams spoke recently at the opening of the training in Monrovia.
When disaster takes place, we have destruction. We have disruption of life. Social aspects are also disrupted. For instance, in agriculture, farmland is lost. Nutritional values are lost. In education, schooling is disrupted. Socially, economically, even mobility, which is the transport sector. We have disruption in those areas. So now ECOWAS told us to come up with a coordinated approach, a harmonized approach to aid member states to take care of recovery, because in recovery we have damages and losses. You have to have a mechanism to tackle these problems.
Also speaking, ECOWAS Special Representative to Liberia, Ambassador Babatunde Ajisomo, admonished the participants to pay keen attention to the training as the topic is crucial to member states.
The principles of preparedness, and that's why you are here, is to prepare you. The other one is the coordination. If, for instance, we give you the necessary tools and methodologies that PND requires, if there's no proper coordination among the relevant agencies, we'll not be able to achieve the desired objective. Then the third one is the promptness. We're always very late in taking prompt action when disaster occurs. It is because we don't prepare. It is because we don't coordinate well. Coordination in terms of even resources, financial resources, human resources. So the essence of this is to ensure that all relevant stakeholders are well equipped with the tools, with the methodology, to be able to carry out proper needs assessment, in terms of the cost, in terms of the damages, and of course also in terms of the needs for recovery. Now, as you know, our continent is very fragile and vulnerable. And also even West Africa. And this is Liberia. You saw what happened in Liberia, not just the Ebola period, even during the political crisis, with its attendant destruction of infrastructure. And then now we're now having natural, disasters which are beyond our control. So
For his part, UN Resident Coordinator Kingsley Opoku-Amani outlined the United Nations contributions toward Liberia's early warning preparedness.
Today, we will hear from some accomplished Liberian women and how they have overcome challenges and achieved success in their...
We sincerely apologize for that wrong clip. USAID Liberia Deputy Mission Director Rebecca Eubanks has paid tribute to the many men who, she said, have helped women in championing what she described as generation equality. Madam Eubanks was speaking Wednesday at an event that marks the 2020 International Women's Day hosted by USAID. At the program, the USAID Liberia Deputy Mission Director stressed that with togetherness, a more gender-equal world can be created.
Today, we will hear from some accomplished Liberian women and how they have overcome challenges and achieved success in their line of work. International Women's Day celebrates the accomplishment of women worldwide. I also want to thank the many men with us today who help champion the causes of women and are great allies in helping to make gender equality a reality. Together we can create a more gender-equal world. I want to highlight a few of our successes at USAID in the fight for gender equity. We are working with many partners and the government of Liberia to address national policies, laws, and regulations to ensure legal frameworks treat women as equal citizens. Specifically, USAID Liberia is helping to support legislation to correct long-standing traditions that have denied women access to land and property rights. In 2018, the government of Liberia passed the Land Rights Act, which recognizes customary land ownership and ensures women and men have the right to own land. We commend the step towards greater equality for all Liberians.
Serving as keynote speaker at the program, Bon County District 6 Representative Moima Briggs Mensah urged women to continue to fight for their space as they have a lot to achieve.
We as women never cease to fight for a balance in the gender world. Because we have a lot to achieve, and the moment we get comfortable, we're not going to get that space we need. So let us never cease to fight for equal in the gender world. For me today is a fulfillment of the challenges many women went through and seeing myself among women leadership and wanting to make a difference. We are sick and we have made sure to tell women and to tell the men we are capable of doing everything they can do in leadership, in any aspect that we are placed. Because even society has shown us that women are less corrupt. So women, International Women's Day is a day that we should reflect on those women that strive to get us where we are today, that loves their lives, and preaching for women to find a place. Like I heard her saying 100 years ago, Liberia and America had the right for women to vote. We also have the same in common, but ours is 75 years ago. That was 1945. And the difference is in May that we had the right also. There are women that strive to get us there.
Well, if you have just joined us, this is a reminder that you are watching LNTV News Live. This is a package of major happenings that made headlines during the week under review. It's Saturday, the 7th day of March, 2020. My name is Zokwe Beslo-Konen, anchoring this edition of the program. Let's take a short break to be back with more developments. Please stay with us. Welcome back to LNTV Week in Review. We continue with the program. Justice Minister Musa Dean, during a week on a review, stressed the importance of upholding human rights in Liberia as the surest way of sustaining democracy. Speaking at the opening of a 3-day human rights report validation in Monrovia, Minister Dean reiterated government's commitment to respecting human rights.
In 2008, the government of Liberia established a steering committee to draft a plan of action in line with the 1993 Vienna Declaration and Program of Action. The action plan outlines how state parties intend to implement their human rights obligations. It prioritizes human rights issues and concerns, including compliance with regional and international human rights obligations. Since then, the Human Rights Action Plan Steering Committee has made tremendous progress in the advancement and protection of human rights in Liberia. Liberia has realized gains, especially in fulfillment of its treaty reporting obligations. Not too far back, Liberia was only in good standing with regard to reports due under the Convention on the Rights of the Child and the Convention on the Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. Hence, Liberia began taking steps to address its backlog of treaty reports. The government opted to develop a national strategy for meeting treaty obligations, including treaty reports.
Also speaking at the program, the Assistant Director for the Center of Human Rights at the University of Pretoria, Nakata Murungwi, challenged the African continent to ensure human rights are protected.
We at the Center are truly appreciative of the immense efforts and commitment to this process that our colleagues have invested, but we are also really grateful to the Republic of Liberia and all of you representatives here for your own commitment and the investments that you have made in terms of time, in terms of your expertise, your contextual knowledge, and the resources that you have committed to this process. So for the benefit of those who may not have interacted with the Center for Human Rights before today, let me just make a few remarks of who we are. We are an academic department of the University of Pretoria in South Africa. And as an academic department, we certainly present certain academic programs. But we also have a dual nature, so we also have a non-governmental organization side of things to the work that we do. In this way, we work through advocacy and research through a number of units, which I will mention shortly. So generally,
the Liberian government, through the House of Representatives, has sent a message of solidarity to the people of China as the country grapple with the outbreak of the coronavirus. The message was contained in the resolution submitted to authorities of the Chinese embassy, which was read in plenary by Deputy Chief Clerk Sefo Jipley.
Resolution expressing solidarity with the people of the People's Republic of China in the wake of the outbreak of the coronavirus epidemic. Whereas December of 2019, an outbreak of the coronavirus disease 2019, codenamed COVID-19, was announced in Wuhan, China. Whereas the People's Republic of China has played and continued to play a crucial role in Liberia's infrastructure and human resource development. Whereas the response to the tragedy from the global community has been overwhelming. And whereas the government and people of Liberia take seriously the outbreak and are following the grave concern developments in China. Now, therefore,
Presenting the resolution, House Speaker Dr. Buffer Chambers said Liberia feels the pains of the Chinese people and will continue to stand by them during this difficult time.
As our colleagues are here from Britain, from the House of Lords and the House of Commons, we want to firstly welcome them and inform them that yes, we do follow the Magna Carta, and thanks to Great Britain for that creation. It states that with taxation comes representation. So we do cherish your role in transformative processes that have brought the world thus far. On this note, we want to say you are highly welcome. We hope that your stay here so far has been peaceful, and we hope and pray that as you are here, your stay will be peaceful, will be safe, and be blessed.
In response, the chargé d'affaires at the Chinese embassy, Sue Kong, thanked the Liberian government for the show of support to China and for collective global efforts to combat the virus.
On behalf of Chinese Embassy, I would like to express our deep appreciation for passing the resolution to support China. Honorable Speaker also wrote a letter to his counterpart in China to support China's effort to combat the virus. Thank you very much. What I would like to say, the coronavirus disease is temporary. I believe that if we fight together, we will conquer it. We will win the battle last. But the friendship between China and Liberia will last forever.
In a bid to improve commerce, trade, and cross-border transportation among the minor river union countries, NTA has announced transport services to Sierra Leone and the Ivory Coast. National Transit Authority Managing Director Herbie McCauley made the disclosure at the Information Ministry press conference Thursday during a week.
For the first time, we have the push father to make sure that NTA can be seen in the Minor River Union. So we decided that 3 weeks ago that I was going to make a trip to the various countries that comprises of the Minor River Union, and I departed on the 22nd of last month to do a road assessment across the Minor River Union. And we started out with Freetown, Sierra Leone, Freetown, and it was very successful, very much successful. This has never happened in the history of this country. We were able to sign a bilateral agreement with the Republic of Sierra Leone, the National Transit Authority, on behalf of the government of Liberia, to have cross-country transportation. And the meetings we had with our counterparts in Sierra Leone, which comprises of the Ministry of Transport and the SLRTC, that is similar to the National Transit Authority. And we had the police, we had the joint security involved, we had the immigration, we had the DEA and all of that. And the meeting was very successful.
At the same time, The NTA has also announced plans to provide scholarships and job opportunities to residents of the NTA community in Gardnersville.
NTA have decided, we already started that 4 weeks ago, our corporate social responsibility to the people of Liberia. And we started that 4 weeks ago by offering free ride for an hour and a half in Maryland to students that from 12th grade to elementary. We give them that free ride. It's an hour and a half to be able to take them to school and then focus time on our operation. And we decided that we got to take that a little farther again. So two Saturdays from now, we decided to engage the NTA community. The NTA community is very big. It starts from Chisu Factory and it runs all the way up to Barnesville Junction and then the back. And we realized in our community, a lot of youth have nothing to do. A lot of people out there are poor. They cannot even afford to send their family to school, their children to school. So we decided to engage them by having a clinical campaign in the next 2 weeks in the NTA community to engage the people, discuss with them, talk with the youth, and try to understand what the situations are. And we decided.
President George Weah has stressed the need for a collective effort to promote women's advancement and promotion in Liberia. He made the comments Friday during celebration of International Women's Day and the launch of the Liberian Women Manifesto in Monrovia.
The Liberian Women's Manifesto, a timely document that highlights emergent demands for focus and actions relating to the growth and development of women in Liberia. It is not only a chronicle of what has been done, it is also a catalogue of what is yet to be done. As a comprehensive agenda and roadmap for the advancement and attainment of gender equality and women's rights in Liberia. I want to encourage all government actors and other stakeholders to implement the Liberian Women's Manifesto, Women's Rights for Generational Equality. I have observed that in today's world, both women and men, and girls and boys all over the world are speaking up for themselves and for those who have been silenced, stigmatized, and shamed for far too long. Many are from a new generation. They are seizing the moment to reimagine economies, societies, and political systems so that they uphold human rights and achieve gender equality, leaving no one behind.
For her part, the keynote speaker, Madam Loretta Popkai, called for the removal of all barriers that limit women from excelling in society.
Parenting and caregiving, our men must understand that women have the capacity to lead and become experts like them. We and men need to equally embrace generational equality for the advancement of our society. Generational equality must be of concern to all of us. It must mean that you are preparing a world for every young girl, woman, man, and boy to excel with no gender and sexist discrimination that limits one from actualizing his or her potentials. If we are to make a difference, it is not just about empowerment. It is about breaking down the barriers. Empowerment will always fall short. You need to tackle the invisible powers, the discriminatory attitudes, norms, and ideologies. You need to.
Meanwhile, Gender Minister Willamette Sedita wants the elimination of all forms of sexual, gender-based violence globally and in Liberia.
It is special because it seeks to make loud our unheard voices and shine the light on the rights of women who are oftentimes subjugated by their male counterparts. Mr. President, Madam Vice President, ladies and gentlemen, since the first celebration of International Women's Day in New York on February 28, 1908, women's equality has made many positive gains. Generational equality simply means we are seeking equal everything, everywhere, in all spheres of lives as women. According to the UN records, not a single country in the world today can boast of having achieved gender equality. We add our voices to the many others worldwide to call on all of our leaders globally to take robust actions in ensuring that we achieve the pledges made in these instruments, especially SDGs goal number 5. Nationally, this will enable our own generation to be able to pass a positive touch to our children, the youth of this nation, the future leaders of Liberia, so that they do not have to go through all that we are going through right now. We sincerely want to leave no one behind, and we, in this generation, are the ones who are set to achieve that positive stage for them. We continue to see that.
The Alpha Old Timers Sports Association Incorporated says despite attack and vandalism at its mini football stadium by illegal occupants, it remains committed to abiding by the rule of law. The Alpha Old Timers Sports Association Incorporated is in a press statement Friday frowned at illegal occupants who are refusing to leave their property despite a court ruling. The Old Timers Sports Association statement was read by its senior advisor, Soko Sako.
On April 25th, following a hearing and the lawyers of illegal occupants, the Civil Law Court ordered an investigative survey of the 10 acres of land. April 29, 2019, the Ministry of Lands and Mines and Energy commissioned a survey and nominated surveyor Sir Boyer to conduct the survey. On June 4, 2019, the Ministry of Lands and Mines and Energy submitted a surveyor Boyer survey report to the Civil Law Court. On July 24, 2014, the survey report was read in open court with all outcomes determined as far as the outcome determined as far as the legitimate owner of the 10 acres of land. On 28 September 2018, the Civil Law Court, His Honor, Supply B. Dumba, confirmed and affirmed the jury's verdict and ruled that Alpha Old Timers are the rightful and legitimate owners of the 10 acres of land in question, and therefore ordered the clerk of court to issue a writ of possession. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, on Tuesday, March 10, 2020, the sheriff of the Civil Law Court came to affect the repossession exercise. To our utmost surprise and dismay, the illegal occupant squatters resisted the court order and vandalized the facility of the club, including cutting down its natural features.
At the same time, the president of the Alpha Old Timers Sports Association Incorporated, Ivan Brown, said no amount of threat from illegal occupants will drive Alpha from his 10 acres of land in Zuba Town.
Assembled here to give our version of happenings in the Alpha land situation, and we hope that the press can vividly see the picture from where we come from. We have several means to protect ourselves, and we are not going to allow people to run us away from what belongs to us. Talking about natural features, yes, we have some things on the field that are dear to us culturally, like our golden tree has been chopped down, and that alone is a sign that these people were in no way remorseful to even engage the Alpha Old-timers.
Montserrat County Senator Sir Joseph Friday broke grounds and laid the first bricks for the construction of a university in New Georgia, Montserrat District 13. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony, Senator Joseph said the move is intended to provide affordable university education to people who often struggle to pay school fees.
We laying the first block to tell you that we are ready. I am not concerned about the money that people are calling, how much it's going to cost us to complete the project. What I foresee is that I want to see students coming to school here now. So that's my target. It's not about the money, because I believe God will make a way for us. I said this morning, I have 4 technical colleges to build. This is the first one. Immediately we go 80%, we'll be doing the groundbreaking ceremony in Bento City to do the next one. While we're doing that, we'll go to Mount Barclay, we'll do another groundbreaking ceremony.
Also speaking, the chairman of the New Georgia Gulf Community, Bishop Matthew Gué, thanked Senator Joseph for the initiative and said he was happy to see citizens contributing to their community.
From the time I left high school, from the time I began to live on my own and to go to college, my life has been in this environment. For the New Georgia Gulf Community, I served as a chairman for 8 years. So what I'm about to tell you are nothing but the facts. I serve as principals for 2 of the schools in the community that made impact on your people. In fact, if I look around, I can see some of my students who are now parents. I serve as principal for the EC Elementary and Junior High School for 8 years. I serve as principal for the Bishop David L. Ellis Memorial School Senior High for 6.5 years. So I know what it means to have such a project. But what makes me happy more is, as a father, when you see your children are making progress in society. I have 2 of my children that are making projects.
With that from our New Georgia community, that's how we come to the end of the program, LNTV Week in Review. Many thanks to you all for your viewing role. Many thanks to all of our reporters, correspondents, technicians, switchers, and editors for making this package a success. LNTV Week in Review comes on every Saturday on this station. On behalf of the entire television team, my name is Zokwe Besdokonen. I've been anchoring tonight's edition of the program LNTV Week in Review. Thanks for watching. Good night from Painesville. Bye-bye.
coronavirus prevention